Hey everybody, my name is Michelle Walters Johnson and I am the lady behind the wig. I want to welcome you to Lady Behind the Wig TV, where once again we're learning how to regain our confidence. Today's topic is why you shouldn't get married. And this is probably going to be at least a two-part series. It may go beyond that. Let's go with it and let's see where it goes. So, just to give you some background on myself, I have been married for 30 years and 5 months tomorrow. I know, I don't look like it. I know. But yeah, really, seriously, I've been married for 30 years. I got married when I was really young. And, you know, I am not naive to the fact that there are not a lot of people out there. There are quite a few, but they're not a lot. Oh, like, Michelle, come on. Like, what are you saying here? What I'm saying is it is more the norm for people to get married nowadays and kind of be like, okay, well, if it doesn't work out, my next marriage will do better. And first of all, if you have that mentality, that is the number one reason you should not get married. If your reason to get married is just about you, and if it don't work out or I don't get my way, or I don't have I don't get out of it what I'm hoping to get out of it, and it's not going to work out, and I just move on to the next person, you should not get married. And I'm serious about this, and people could say, how dare you? How would you say that? Again, like I said, I've been married for 30 years. Now, here's the thing. When you're married for 30 years, it does not mean that your marriage is perfect. In fact, what is a perfect marriage? Everybody's marriage is the union between themselves and God and whatever that is in their situation. In fact, we should never be comparing our marriages to other people, because what can go great in your marriage cannot work in my marriage, and vice versa. Some people have children and that totally affects how their marriage has been. Some people it enhances, some people it's a struggle. So everybody is having something that they're all dealing with in their marriages, in their situations. So you should never look at someone else's marriage and say, golly, if they've been married for 30 years, then they've got a perfect marriage. No, never. And the other thing too, that what I have found is that through marriages, there are seasons. There are seasons in marriages where everything just seems to be flowing. You're in the flow, you're loving life, you guys are growing, you're buying the house, you got the car, the kids are happy, everybody's content. And then there are seasons when things are not going that great. Some people that's when the conflict arises and they start fighting a lot and arguing a lot. And some people will try to get through that and move beyond that. And some people don't make it. And so one thing I think that we should take out of how we put marriage out there is that it's all roses and sunshine and just, romantic nights and things like that. It's not like that. There's a lot of yielding your will and your needs and what you want. There's a lot of discontent. There's a lot of nights of frustration. There's a lot of times of sick children or sick spouse. Things are not always going to be perfect. So I just felt led to share that. But really, why you should not get married? If you think your marriage is going to save your life, in your imagination, you're really giving superiority to your needs. So here's the part where I believe people go wrong. And yeah, I'm not a marriage counselor. I haven't interviewed 5,000 different couples. So let's put that disclaimer out there. But what I can tell you is that, and I live in the United States of America, but I go back and forth between Canada, where I was raised, to here. I have people, my heritage hails from Jamaica. So I know people in Jamaica. I was born in England. I know people in England. So I know people in at least 4 different countries. And what I have seen through different marriages, I see that marriages are all different. They're complex. No one marriage is the same. And then also, you cannot take away the societal impact. So marriages in the 1950s and marriages in 2024 is totally different. How society is also is going to impact your marriage. So if you were married in a day and an age where the woman was working from home and the woman had to stay home do you know that there was a time where if a woman wanted to work outside of the home, she was actually considered crazy in the United States of America, and she would actually, if possibly caught, be given a lobotomy? Okay, this is what we're talking about. Okay, so the point is that not everybody not everybody is going through the exact same thing. So it's hard to really compare a marriage from the 1950s to the marriages in 2024. I got married in 1994, and the way things were back in 1994 compared to how they are now, it's a different world, a different society, a different thought process. So I understand the struggles of 2024. And this is really why I'm coming out with this, is because what I notice is that more and more of our children, because I got the children that were born in the 90s, and more of society is all about me, all about me. Okay, I'm not opposed to self-care. We're going to get into self-care on this show. I'm not opposed to putting yourself first, but I'm going to teach you how to put yourself first. I am not opposed to those things. But what I'm saying is, when you decide to unite your life with somebody else, it can't be all about you, sis. It cannot. Doesn't mean that things can't ever go your way. Doesn't mean that you're never going to get your own way. I'm not saying that, but things cannot always be about you. I don't give my husband credit for a lot of things, but one of the things he taught me that I will give him credit is that we should approach marriage from the perspective of we both win. I can't always be winning and he always losing, because then he's not going to be happy. He can't always be winning and I'm always losing, because I'm not going to be happy. So we have to find a way where we both win. We have to be able to set. So when I'm thinking about, for an example, if I was raised in a society where women did all of the domestic work. We cooked, we cleaned, blah, 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 blah. But I will tell you this, I was raised in that society, but that was not my mindset. My mindset was, we both eat in here. We both sleeping in here and we're both working. So why am I doing all the domestic work? Not to say that I'm not going to do it, but why am I doing all that? Why am I the one always cooking and cleaning? I get up and go to work in the morning just like you do. So you should cook and clean too. That's my mindset. Like, if you're saying that I'm staying home and all day I'm cooking and cleaning is a hard job. I don't care what anybody says, and take care of the kids. So miss me with all of that, trying to act like it's people try to put that on a status of that's down there compared to me being a CEO of a company. If you're running your house, man or woman, if you're running your house, cooking and cleaning, feeding the kids, handling the bills, doing all that stuff, hats off to you, because that stuff is a lot and it's a job. But my point is, don't say that a woman has to go to work, because in this society, a lot of times we do have to, in order for us to be able to pay for our bills, because it's expensive. You're going to do all of those things, work outside of the home. But then when you come home, when we both come home at the same time, you're going to sit down, put your feet up, or going to get on the phone and talk to your friends, or go play video games. And I'm going to do everything. The kids are asking you for stuff and you're like, oh, go ask your mom. Excuse me? So what I'm trying to say is, in this day and age, what we have to do is we have to look out for each other. If you go into your marriage with a mindset of, I am here to take care of him, and he goes into the marriage with the mindset of, I am here to take care of her, then you will always win. Now, where disagreements may come up, where things may go awry, would be in the sense of when he doesn't really fully understand how to take care of you, or you don't fully understand how to meet his needs. My husband's needs are very basic. They've been pretty basic and pretty simple for the last 30 years. When I ask him, when I do the check-ins and I'm like, hey, like, what's going on here? What do you need from me? They're pretty much the same things. Do I always meet the needs? No, but I'm not perfect. Me, I'm complex. I feel like every 5 years I change what I want. I tell people all the time, like, I remember that there was a time where money was a little tight for us. My husband always did piecework. At the time, I believe I was working as a secretary somewhere. And this was probably almost 28 years ago. Yeah, I don't think we had kids yet. And I remember that I complained and I wanted to have more money. So I was like, yeah, I want to have more money. I want to be able to go out to eat. We were going out to eat. So I don't know what I was looking for. I don't know what my problem was at that time. But I was looking for more money, for more income. And so I complained about it. So then my husband stopped coming home every day as early as he used to. And I was like, what is happening? So a few weeks went by and I was like, I'm bored. I'm missing him. I moved away from my family, my immediate family, and I moved to another country, actually. I moved here to the United States, away from all of my family. And I'm like, I have no family. I'm not saying I didn't have any friends, because I did have friends, but they just weren't around me at the time. I don't even know what was going on. I think they lived on the other side of town. Whatever the case may be, I was missing my husband, okay? And then I started to complain, like, you're never home. I miss you, blah, 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 blah. And then he said to me, but you said that you wanted more money. So I've been working more, because he did piecework, meaning that you get paid by the hour, paid by how much work you do. So he's like, I'm working longer hours so I can make more money so that you can have more money. That shut me right up. Because I was like, oh. So I'm sitting here complaining because I said I wanted more money. And then, now what would have helped me is if he had communicated that, hey, Michelle, so if you need more money, then what I'm going to do is work some more hours so that we can bring in some more money. I think if he had done that, that would have really helped me to understand and comprehend. And then I could really assess if I'm going to complain. But, but on the flip side of it, here I am complaining, and he's doing exactly what he thought he needed to do in order to help me. So we have to make sure that we're communicating effectively and correctly, right? That is that is almost everybody's issue when it comes to marriages. Is a lot of time we cut off the communication and we're not really saying things, or we think we're saying things. And then sometimes that means you have to bring somebody else into the equation. But yes, get back to the topic at hand. Why you should not get married? You should not get married if you're that person, little girl, that thinks that, I just want everything to be about me. I'm a princess and I want him to bring home the money, and I'm just going to put my feet up and I'm just going to try. Because there's a lot, and I say this because I see a lot of the videos my daughter watches. And although she knows the reality of things, I'm not always sure that a lot of y'all know that there is this world, or there's this thought process that I can have it all, but I don't have to work hard for it. And sometimes you're just going to have to work hard. And sometimes that means you're going to have to sacrifice. And sometimes let's just even say we take turns. Sometimes I'm going to sacrifice my needs. Sometimes he's going to sacrifice his needs. So, like I said, this is going to be more than one. I'll come back next week and talk about more things, more reasons why you should not get married. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and share with somebody else. I appreciate you being here. This is Michelle Walters Johnson. I'm the lady behind the wig. Here I seek to empower, sometimes entertain, and definitely educate you. Have a good one.